All right, today we are talking about the solar system. Yay! The solar system, all those things we see up in the sky. But what is up there? What exactly are we looking at when we look up into the sky and see all of these stars? When you look up at the sky on a clear night, you will see thousands of stars. The Bible tells us that in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. We live on earth and we can say that heaven is everything beyond our atmosphere. Earth is just a tiny piece of the puzzle in what scientists like to call the universe. You can see parts of the universe every time you look up at the sky. Let's review some vocabulary. Remember, you do not need to do what you think it means. Now, if you'd like to make some guesses, then by all means go ahead. But let's just ask ourselves if we've heard these words or not heard these words before. The first word is asteroid. Have you or have you not? The next word, astronomer. Have you heard this word before? What about constellation? How about that one? The next word is orbit. I bet you've heard this one. Planet. And then finally, the word telescope. What causes night and day? Go ahead and write your guess on the line, and we'll come back to this question in just a little bit. All right, are you ready? We are on page 180 in your book. I'm going to read through it with you, so if you do not have your book handy, that is just fine, but you will need your workbook. The solar system. God placed the sun, the planets, and other objects in the sky. The sun and the objects that revolve around it are called the solar system. Did you know that the sun is a star? Interesting. It's not just this hot ball floating up in the sky. It's just a star that we are really close to. Some of the objects that move around it are called planets. God designed parts of the solar system to move in patterns. These patterns are really important. One of these patterns is called a revolution. A revolution is the motion of one object around another. Earth and the planets revolve around the sun. All of our planets revolve around this one really bright star. When we make one complete revolution, or any other planet makes one complete revolution around the sun, we like to call that a year. Now, our planets can either be a ball of rock or gas. And we'll discover which ones are rocky and which ones are gas planets a little later in the chapter. But they still revolve around a star. And we call our star the sun. Do you know how many planets there are? Well, there are a total of 8 planets. And each of these 8 planets revolve around the sun. These planets, in order from the sun, are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. All of the planets move around the sun, but they all also move in the same direction. But they all have their very own different paths, and we call those different paths orbits. Each day the sun appears to rise in the east, and then it moves across the sky and sets in the west. This particular pattern happens because Earth is not just rotating around the sun, but it is also spinning. We call one spin or one rotation a day. Each one of these rotations is a day. So if you'd like to go back and revisit this question right here, what causes night and day? Well, the fact that the Earth is spinning causes us to see the sun and then to not see the sun. See the sun, not see the sun. So what causes night and day? Well, the rotation of the Earth, or that spin that it's doing. Here on page 181, you can see all of these planets that are revolving around this bright star right here. Each one has its very own path, and it stays on its very own path. Here's Earth right here, the third planet from the sun. All right, let's take a look at page 152 in your workbook. We're going to work through it together, so go ahead and grab your workbook and push play when you are ready. Number 1, the sun is this. What is the sun? Excellent. The sun is a star. The motion of one object around another is called this. Great job. A revolution. This is the number of planets in our solar system that revolve around the sun. How many are there? Great job. There are 8. Number 4. One spin of a planet is called this. Exactly, it's called a rotation. Each time a planet rotates, it has been one day. But each time it makes one revolution, we call that one, great job, 1 year. We say that heaven is everything. You probably remember that from the first page of our lesson, beyond our atmosphere. Every time you look at the sky, you can see parts of this. The Milky Way, the Big Dipper, the sun, the moon. Great job. You are looking at our universe. Spell it wrong. Verse. A planet is a ball of rock or gas that revolves around a what? Notice there's 4 lines. You probably wanted to say sun, but then you were like, well, there's 4 lines. Again, what is the sun? Great job. It is a star. God designed the parts of the solar system to move in what? Great job. Patterns. You are doing excellent. A day is one rotation of a what? Every single one of these 8 things rotate. And while their days might be different lengths or different amounts of hours, each one of our planets follows this rule. One rotation is a day. And then the sun and all the other objects that revolve around it are called the what? Great job. The solar system. All right, now you can do this part on your own. I'm going to go ahead and let you do it on your own. But all you have to do is circle the circled letters. You rewrite them in the right order. So you have R, I, G, H, T, E, O, U, S, N, E, S, S. Great job.